everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Jennie Montgomery. Welcome to another half hour of information to help you make the most of your time, to make informed decisions, and to keep up with goings-on around Greater Augusta. Today, we've got the owners of Aiken's Art and Soul Artist Cooperative in the studio, and Dr. Allison Gardner, who is a chiropractor, but she's here today to raise awareness about an unusual pregnancy complication, ICP, that can have deadly consequences. But first, April is Autism Awareness Month. It was launched by the Autism Society of America to help promote inclusion, understanding, and awareness for those diagnosed and living with an autism spectrum disorder, or ASD. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, ASD is almost 5 times more common among boys. It can be found among all ethnicities and socioeconomic groups. And while there's no definitive medical test to diagnose autism and there is no cure, early intervention, diagnosis, and treatment can improve a child's development. Actor Ed Asner talks about his son's autism.
The child has been blessed. These are special people. They're very special. And we must take the time to appreciate them, to cultivate them, to enjoy them.
Social, emotional, and communication skills are the most common issues associated with ASD. And while learning may be different, there is help for them and resources out there for parents. And that's where my first guests today come in. Immaculate Conception Catholic School's special education programs offer small class sizes, low student-teacher ratios, and they accept children from ages 3 to 21 with autism and other special needs. So we're pleased today to welcome these guests, Immaculate Conception School Special Education Principal Allison Palfy, Mary Catherine Gorlick, who has 2 children at the school, and Nicole Albert, who is a teacher at the school. Ladies, thank y'all so much for being here. And I want to give a shout out to a parent who brought this program to our attention, saying that his hope was that someone watching today would be able to learn about this program and that it would make a difference in their family as it had in that families, in that family's day-to-day because of the help their child was getting. And Allison, your school is year-round.
It is. We go 52 weeks out of the year. We have our breaks. Our kids go 180 days just like a typical public school or other typical private schools, but our breaks are no longer than 2 weeks at a time. And we changed that this year and going forward because our kids would take those 10 weeks off in the summer and they'd come back and have lost so much of the skills and communication that we had taught them at our school. So it was like starting over every year, and what we have found with our new approach is they pick right back up where they left off when they come back from our breaks.
And that has got to be so important, Nicole, in terms of helping the children progress. That retention is so important. They have to have that constant reinforcement, I would think.
It truly is. As a teacher, when they come back from a break, I notice I can usually pick right up where we left off. Prior to that, I was spending a good chunk of August or September reviewing basic skills, even just addition and subtraction facts, or making sure you're starting your addition from the right to the left. And so with our 2-week breaks and small things like that, they come back refreshed, ready to learn, and able to pick up where we left off.
Now, Mary Catherine, tell me, you have 2 children there.
I do. So my oldest is autistic, and our youngest has other learning disabilities such as dyslexia and hearing loss, and they have both made the most incredible progress at this school. And we're a military family. We've moved around a lot. This is the best place that we've ever been. Honestly, my husband's not even stationed here, but we aren't leaving this school. And so we're choosing to be away from him for a short few years so we don't have to leave.
You know, I think as a parent of a child with special needs, particularly your child with autism, you have to think long term and what's going to happen when I'm not around to advocate for my child. So I guess that's why this kind of a school is so important, because your child, your goal is for your child to be able to be self-sufficient and contributing in society.
We never thought that our son would go to college. He's going to
He's
go
going
to
to
college.
Wow.
The program as a whole at this school, it teaches life skills, but my son has been able to realize that he's capable, and that has been one of the biggest things due to the care of the teachers, and it's amazing. We thought that he was going to be with us, and he's insistent that he's not.
Gee, that's so exciting.
It's wonderful.
It's really changing the course, the whole life path for so many young people, isn't it?
It is. I can't stress enough the individual relationship that I get to form with my students is such a blessing. On social media, there's a big push for smaller class sizes, and I want parents and even other teachers to know that's what we specialize in at Immaculate Conception, is at special education and providing a small class size, and being able to give my students an individual enriching education that's priceless. And on top of that, we have Christianity at the foundation. So we're really developing this whole person and a child that's able to go out into society and be a good member, and that's important.
You are accepting children with a variety of learning disabilities.
Yes. We have children at our school that are blind and autistic. We have students at our school who have Down syndrome and are deaf. There are really no disabilities that we won't accept. If we don't have it, we go out and we get it. So we will hire teachers specifically to meet the needs of students that want to come to our school. We'll go out and buy individual programs. Miss Albert was talking about how individualized it is. It is right down to each student what they need. And so as far as
Tremendous.
it doesn't exist. We are the only Catholic school in the state of Georgia that has a program like this, and we actually have people that come from all over the United States to see our school, other administrators, superintendents.
Tell us again about the tuition and the scholarship opportunities and the contact number.
Sure. The contact number we'll start with 706-722-9964. First step for a family is to call us and come in. Once we get you in the door and you see what's going on there, most people are amazed by what's going on. So we give you a tour, we sit down and give you lots of information. The next step for us would be to do testing. So we do full educational testing on all of our students.
Okay.
And then if parents choose to enroll, there are a lot of different scholarship opportunities. Like I said, the state of Georgia has a Georgia Special Needs Scholarship, which if your child is in a public school right now but has an IEP, that's a valid IEP, the money that the state would have given the public school, the parents can choose to use it to pay for the tuition in a private school. And we are a state-approved private school for special education.
Thank you all so much for being here today, and we're going to continue our conversation on the web. So you can click on the Jennie link, click on this story, and you'll see additional content, web only. So I encourage you to watch that part of this as well. Still ahead on the broadcast, it can be the signal of something desperately wrong with a baby in utero, how one expectant mom's itching on her stomach and ankles was misdiagnosed, and the consequences. More about ICP and Judd's legacy after the break.